Your neighbor's ugly fence is secretly killing your home's value. Here's the fix. If you've got a tatty, weathered fence on your boundary that belongs to next door, you already know the frustration. It's not yours to replace, it's not yours to paint, and every time you look out the window, there it is. But before you go knocking on anyone's door, hit them like and subscribe buttons. Because what I'm about to show you is a proper game changer for any garden. The strategy is called tiered boundary planting. It works by layering fast-growing plants directly in front of the fence, the top tier, to provide quick coverage, and a slightly slower-growing hedge in front of that, the bottom tier, to provide depth and structure. So within a season or two, the fence simply disappears. The faster-growing plants doing the heavy lifting here is the fast-growing laurel. The slower-growing species are really down to personal choice, as they will provide the bulk of what you see. But be sure to choose something that varies in color to the top tier. Let's start with laurel. Cherry laurel and Portugal laurel are the go-to choices. Both evergreen, both dense, and both grow quickly enough that you'll see real results within the first year. Cherry laurel can reach up to 6 meters unpruned, so you'll need to be strict with it when it reaches your desired height. With large glossy leaves that create a lush and full backdrop, this is a popular choice. Portugal laurel is slightly more refined, smaller leaves, red stems. Brilliant if you want something a touch more elegant. Either way, you're getting year-round coverage. No bare patches in winter, no seasonal gaps. Just a solid wall of green. Now, in front of the laurel, you bring in something that is a little slower growing. Slower growing hedging adds a completely different structure and depth. Choose something that you don't mind taking a little longer to mature, as the fence soon be covered by the top tier. I personally love pairing Photinia with laurel, as the new growth is typically red, and the two layers create genuine contrast and depth. Photinia is also a pretty quick grower as well, so it's a win-win. So instead of your eye landing on a rotting fence panel, it travels through a tiered landscape, and that perceived depth makes even a modest garden a feeling of richness and seclusion. From a property perspective, this is where it gets really interesting. Buyers notice gardens, even if they aren't keen gardeners. A dilapidated boundary fence is one of the most common objections raised during viewings. It signals neglect and raises questions about maintenance costs, which every buyer these days are cautious of. But replace that eyesore with a lush, structured hedge line, and suddenly you've created a secluded sanctuary. You've neutralized the objection without spending thousands on a full fence replacement. The planting is relatively low cost and low maintenance once established, only requiring pruning once a year, and the return, both in daily enjoyment and in perceived value, is significant. If you found this useful, give it a like and subscribe for more practical home and garden tips every week. Your garden is worth more than you think. Sometimes it just needs some careful planning and strategy.